those two tribes who remained loyal to Solomon's son, who established himself at the southern kingdom, who established their capital city, Jerusalem. They looked down on their brothers and sisters in the north as low-class common folk. They wouldn't have any dealing with their sisters and brothers in the north. And here it is. This where the origin of this prejudice and segregation started, that caused the Jews and the Samaritans not to have any dealings with one another. Here almost 800 years later, the Jews still having no dealing with the Samaritans. Look down on them with such abhorrence, like they were dirty, low-class animals. They would never go to Samaria unless they was forced by some business circumstance. And whenever they went there, when they finished up the business, when they got to the outskirts of town, they would knock the dust from their shoes. In God, all right. And you know we got a whole lot of folk like the Jews today. They don't go to certain churches. They don't move in certain crowds. Their religion will not allow them to talk to certain folk. But my sisters and brothers, if your religion does not hold up in certain crowds and will not allow you to go to certain churches and talk to certain people, it's not too much where you are. I'm saying tonight, if you've been born again, if you have a real, genuine religion, it ought to stand up anywhere. You ought to be able to go in the hedges, the highways and byways of life, making disciples for Jesus. So yeah, the Jews had no dealings with the Samaritans. But Jesus, being a Jew from the southern kingdom, there in Judah, he talked with his disciples and said, I must need to go to Samaria. It was a long journey from that southern kingdom to that northern kingdom. So they got on the long truck from Judah to Samaria. And when they approached the outskirts of town, Jesus' 12 disciples, they went up into the city to buy meat. But Jesus, he wandered on into a city there in Samaria, which is known by Sychar Samaria. And there was a historical landmark. And that landmark was Jacob's well. That well had been there for a long time. Jacob's descendants had drunk from that well. Many people had watered their cattle from that well. That well was deep and had good water in it. And Jesus chose to stop by Jacob's well. And when he got there, do you all know what he did? He sat thus on the well. And it was about the 6th hour. In God, all right. The 6th hour in that time, in our time, would be 12 o'clock noon. You people who are at least as old as I am and have lived in the South, people don't usually go to the well at 12 o'clock noon. Usually they went to the well early in the morning or in the cool of the evening. But Jesus was very thirsty and tired. He sat thus on the well, and it was the 6th hour. And here come one of these low-class women. Here come one of these Samaritan women who Jews look down on as nobody, who Jews forbid their preachers to even talk to. And don't you see her with a rope on her shoulder and a water pots in her hand? I don't know why she was coming at noon. It could have been because if she had gone early in the morning or in the cool of the evening, a lot of folk would have been riding the well and start whispering, here she comes. You know what I heard about her the other night? No doubt she wanted to join all of the whispering. So she went at noon. And when she got almost to the well, at her surprise, she saw another whale sitting on Jacob's well. And she kept looking, and the difference in the waters that were in the wells, the well that was on the top of the well had the best water in it. You could drink one time from that well, and you wouldn't thirst anymore. So the woman, when she walked up where Jesus was, she didn't even open her mouth. But Jesus spoke to her and said, give me to drink. Give me a drink of water. Instead of responding to Jesus' request, do you all know what she started talking about? She went into the race issue. Talking about, now how is it that you're a Jew and I'm a Samaritan, and you asking me for water? You know the Jews have no good feeling toward us Samaritans. But Jesus said, yeah, if you knew who it is, if you knew the gift that was before you now, you would have asked me for water, and I would have given it to you. Well, the woman looked at Jesus and looked like I could have sand in mine. Well, now, if you got this kind of water that I could drink one time and won't thirst anymore, I would that you give me a drink of the water. Jesus said, well, if in effect you want some of my water, what I would that you do, I would that you go back into the city and get your husband. And I don't know why Jesus told a woman to go get a husband. Oh, Lord, it could have been that the people in that time, just like the people in our time, you know how it is. Certain people don't want preachers talking to young women all by themselves. In God, all right. It could have been that Jesus didn't want folk to start running off at the mouth. In God, all right. He said, woman, I tell you what you do. You better go get your husband and bring him back out here. Yeah. The woman looked at Jesus and said, Lord, I have no husband. In God, all right. Yeah. Jesus, he looked at the woman and said, thou speakest the truth. You've had 5 husbands, and the one you have now is sure not yours. In God, all right. What was the woman doing? She was just shacking up. Yeah. She had been taking clothes off of some wife back. She had been taking bread out of some child mouth. In God, all right. Jesus told her, you've had 5 husbands, and the one you have now is sure not yours. In God, all right. By that time, the woman dropped the water pots She threw her ropes away. She ran back into the city. Yeah, she did. Everybody she saw, she told him, come see a man that told me everything that I've done. Is not this the Christ? In God all right? Do y'all know what? Jesus, he stopped in Sychar, Samaria. He created a revival there. He made a woman in town evangelist. Yes, he did. He told a woman to go get a husband. But do y'all know what? She brought the whole town out to see Jesus. Is God all right? Yeah. I wish Jesus would stop by here tonight. I wish Jesus would stop in Los Angeles. In God all right? I wish Jesus would stop by Friendlyville. In God all right? Have me stop by here, everything will be all right. If he stop by here, we can be saved tonight. If he stop by here, we can be sanctified. If he stop by here, we can be filled with the Holy Ghost. If he stop by here, he'll start joy bell ringing in our heart. If we stop by here, he will put running in our feet. He will put clapping in our hands. Do y'all know him? Do y'all know him? Ain't he all right? Ain't he all right? Ain't he all right? Can you say yeah? Yeah. 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 Oh, yeah. He's all right. He's all right. He's all right. Have you ever stopped by your life? Have you ever brought about a change in your life? He's real tonight. Do y'all know he's real? He's real. The reason I know he's real, he stopped by my life one day. He's real. He's real tonight. Do y'all know him? Do y'all know him? Do you know him tonight? Won't he hold your hand? Won't he guide your mind? Won't he take sorrow out your heart? Won't he lift your burden? He'll make everything all right. He'll make everything all right. When Jesus stops by, you won't have to worry where you spend eternity.